Before we go into our news today, let us bring you the latest updates on Bangkok, the flood situation in Bangkok. Well, at 11 a.m. today, there hasn't been any rain in Bangkok, and the water levels in Pathum Thani and Klong Prem Prachakon is at the normal levels. And the BMA is constructing flood barriers in Klong Hokwa, which will be finished today, and the water levels there are still normal. Today's high tide is forecasted at around 1 p.m.
So your optimism, the update brings us a lot of optimism, Kurwina. And however, today there's been, like we've seen in the past week, there have been two main voices of authority governing this situation. One of them is the Flood Relief Operation Command, and the other one is Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, and they're holding separate meetings. Let's start off on the updates on that. The Flood Relief Operation Command held its meeting this morning with the agenda on how to save Bangkok and Ladkrabang Industrial Estate from being flooded. This morning, the focus of the Flood Relief Operation Command held a meeting on how to protect Bangkok from flooding. The FROC meeting was held at Don Mueang. The main point of the meeting was how to save the Ladkrabang Industrial Estate from being flooded. Police General Prasha Promnok, head of the Froc, held a meeting with Anudit Nakhonthap, ICT Minister, and Sudarat Keyurapan, a Pheu Thai key member, to discuss their latest updates. Officials of the Highway Department also attended the meeting, but no Bangkok Metropolitan Administration attended the meeting in Don Mueang. Bangkok Governor Sukhumpan Baripat and the BMA personnel held their own meeting in Inner Bangkok at their headquarters. Anudit had asked the Engineering Council of Thailand to check the fence barricade integrity of the Ladkrabang Industrial Estate. Anudit said the massive amount of water which is incoming from the north to south will be mostly coming from the farmland, so it will be necessary for the authorities involved to adjust their plans to prevent the water from flooding in Bangkok. So, Kunwina, before we head into further updates in the detailed perimeters, let's take a wide look at Bangkok here. I believe we have a map of the flooded area near Bangkok ready for you here. Let's check it out. Okay, now as you can see, that's Pathum Thani and Bangkok. That's the outer ring of the Bangkok district here. We have our copies of our own. The water is coming from all sides. It's coming from the north, the west, and the east. So yesterday, our reporter, Kun Orawi, she went to the Sai Mai area, which is Bangkok's biggest line of defense.
Yes.
With 1.2 million sandbags issued to create a water dike barricade preventing water to come into Bangkok. And as we previously know, here the Nawanakhon Industrial Estate about 2 days ago issued an evacuation order, and yesterday we have been confirmed that it was totally flooded 100%. So this canal here, Rapi
Pat, up there's a 15-meter long barriers along Klong Rapi Pat where Klong 4 is located, which were broken, and repairs have been made for the barriers there, and about 10 more meters of barriers are to be fixed. In Klong 5, there are more than 100 meters of earthen barriers have also been broken.
I see. It was updated last night because the water mass in this canal here, the Rapi Pat Canal, is immense, and the pressure just broke through the barriers. And as we were updated last night, between Klong 4, between Canal 4 and Canal 5, there was a breach. And as you said, during Canal 5, right?
Yeah.
Also another breach. And when it breached this area, Kunwina, it's not on the canals anymore.
Yeah. The Rapi Pat Canal is right above the top of the map, right above the word Pathum Thani.
The black area, right?
Yes, and there are lines going down across the page. That's the small canals.
I see. Those are the canal number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And the breach happened between the canals, so the water now just breached into house areas and farmland, and particularly farmland. it's a different situation because water, acts. It goes from the high ground to the low ground, and for farmland, it can hold a lot of water.
Right.
And when it holds a lot of water, it buys you time. However, that also comes at a cost because the water is being amounted there, and the pressure and the mass is also built up to the next area.
And of course, Bangkok is trying its best to divert water to the eastern part of Bangkok so that the water will not hit into the inner areas of the capital. Now, because in the eastern part, places at risk are, of course, Ladkrabang area.
Definitely. Ladkrabang Industrial Estate as
yes,
well. That's one of the main missions of the Froc meeting earlier today, especially because that area is pretty low.
Yes.
We've seen Minburi being flooded already. So if the mass of the water comes through Rapi Pat Canal here and goes to that area, definitely it will become a temporary reservoir of water before it flows through down to the sea, because the government does not want, the first priority is to protect inner Bangkok at all costs.
Yes.
They've sacrificed many industrial estates, sacrificed many provinces, so that's the mission. They're still trying to keep Bangkok from flooded.
And we have the latest BMA announcement on the flood risk areas in Bangkok are as follow: Ladkrabang, Nong Jok, Minburi, Klong Sam Wa, Kan Nayao, Sai Mai, and Bang Khen.
And so these areas are under major risk of flood, of flash floods. So the residents are suggested to stay in touch with information from the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration every 3 hours.
That's right.
So if you're living in those areas, please be wary and stay safe, and also stay updated on any news regarding the water flood. And also, I'd like to note a bit on the Sai Mai barrier that's protecting Bangkok. Down below that, it's Don Mueang Airport.
Right.
And also, from the water that's going down to the Ladkrabang area, also below that is another airport.
That's our international airport.
Yeah, there's also another fortress that the government has vowed to protect. But let's talk about the Sai Mai barrier. Thousands of volunteers and soldiers have bolstered the walls in Bangkok, which has boosted confidence among officials tasked with protecting Bangkok from the surge of water that has shut down factories and disrupted supply chains all across Asia. Bangkok Governor Sukhumpan Baripat has said that they have enough sandbags in Sai Mai district, where about 2,000 soldiers, students, and residents and the city workers gathered to fill more than 1 million sandbags to strengthen a 6-kilometer levee. I don't know if we have footage from the Kun Orawi's report or not. Maybe we'll see as I continue reading. We might have it. He said he's pretty satisfied with the response of the people who's coming in, and the 6-kilometer flood barrier along the Hok Wa Canal will have to be 50 centimeters higher to 3 meters.
Yeah, and we also have a news report on the latest ABAC poll, Kun Nathakorn, about 9 out of 10 respondents are starting to say that they don't believe in reports by the Flood Relief Operation Command because of the conflicting information given by them.
Yeah, and also the information that they always have to come out and correct every now and then. So the confidence index is plummeting for the government. However, the population of Bangkok are still strong, they're still solidified, and they're ready for the flood.